Good morning.
Morning.
Well,
Well,
didn't we just do this?
it feels like it.
I swear to God, I just thought I went to bed.
Yeah. I don't even feel like I went to bed. Oh, man.
Happy day after Rumble, everybody. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Simulated's The 500. I am Mike, accompanied by the Stat Man, Purple Man Pat.
One of these weeks, folks, I'm going to have a new webcam that's going to not turn me into Thanos. But in the immortal words of Aragorn, son of Arathorn, it is not this day.
So, we are several hours removed from our live stream of Watch Along of the Royal Rumble. Thank you to everybody who joined us. Lot of discourse online already about just everything that was going on, but my favorite tweet was of Bailey sitting at home with like a glass of wine and her dog as she's looking at the TV, like, what I want the world cannot give me. I was like, you win. But Pat, we've got more matches.
We do. Yeah. Episode 14. We're past the halfway point of the first round. We're making some real progress.
And this time,
here.
We're doing it real, like on the fly. No more pre-recorded stuff. We are gonna know as it's happening what the results are. So a small peek behind the curtain for some of you. We usually what happens is we will compile these into one long video or multiple matches, and then watch them. Most of the time, obviously, because it's Pat's machine, he'll pre-record them, so he'll know ahead of time. But now, since we figured out that we could just stream it this way, we can actually find out just as quickly as you all do, or however long it takes, what's going to happen. But so right now, we've got Arya Daivari versus Rey Fenix.
Yes. Let's go ahead and go to the ring.
We are obviously gradually figuring out all of our tech stuff, so this is why we have a generic rock music loop in the background to fill in for whatever we're not able to broadcast. But hey, that's live television for you.
That's right. We're live, pal.
Arya Daivari. First saw him when he. I did not have his exposure to him on the indie scene when he was tagging with his brother and he was doing singles work as well. I had seen him, like many had, when he debuted with Muhammad Hassan. We all know how well that went.
Yeah.
Saw him.
Brother did.
Yeah, saw him and a ton of saw his brother. But Arya Daivari, I first saw him when he was in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes.
And several other, I guess, promotions that followed afterwards. But Rey Fenix, I first saw him in Lucha Underground as just Phoenix, or Phoenix, I guess. I guess it's just Phoenix, but like, I'm not sure. But
it's pronounced Phoenix in Spanish.
Phoenix,
because
yeah.
The E has an A sound, but I mean, he's international, so pretty much everybody just calls him Phoenix. I'm sure it's pronounced differently in Japan. I'm sure it's pronounced differently, wherever he goes.
This guy moves truly like a real-life video game.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen somebody move so quickly, fluidly, and walk along the ropes like a tightrope, like it's just casual.
Yeah. He's like if, late 90s video game Rey Mysterio came to life. He does things that shouldn't be physically possible, and yet here he is, the 55th best wrestler in the world according to PWI last year. Daivari is number 458. Lots of combined 30 years of experience between these two, but both still relatively new on the U.S. scene, unless you were a Lucha Underground fan or followed the indies and saw Arya Daivari before he showed up in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, I think I will always give credit to how much Lucha Underground helped bring exposure to a lot of talent that we do currently see in like AEW and Impact, and kind of like giving a little bit of good exposure to talents that otherwise would probably just be still circling an indie unit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, introducing to me the man formerly known as Dario Cueto.
Yes. Yeah, the great Cesar Duran.
Cesar Duran.
This is my temple.
I want violence.
Such a great.
So yeah,
heel.
he is. When the trios things were rumored, obviously everybody looked to Phoenix and Penta and Pac for. Excuse me, my throat is so dry. It says I was talking for 5 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yesterday.
it's almost like we just did this 10 hours ago.
With Death Triangle, and I was like, oh, there you go, there it is. Here's the beginning of something, but it still hasn't come to pass, and I want it to happen so bad.
It really is. It's weird to me that they introduced. Ooh, nice frog splash from
Very cool.
Daivari. Jessica Carr from WWE is the referee for this match. It's odd that they still haven't pulled the trigger on a true trios division.
Hoping this is the year, now that like full-time arenas are a thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they. Well, speaking of
there it
walking
is.
the ropes,
That was almost like a Jinsaki.
yeah, Jinsei Shinzaki. Hakushi.
Jinsaki.
Knee to the
Or
back
if you're
of the
the
head.
ECW arena or ECW announcer, Jinsei Shinzaki.
Shinzaki. Or as RVD calls him, Hakushi.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yes, check out that. Was that Heatwave '98?
Yes,
They had
that is
insane tag
amazing
match.
tag team match. Insanely botched too. Like it's not
Yeah.
clean by any standards.
Oh no.
But it's just fun to watch.
Yes.
It's a
It's very
super
much-
indie match for sure.
It's very Demolition Derby style. RVD and Sabu against Shinzaki and was it the Great Sasuke? Was it his
Yeah.
partner? Yeah.
Oh no, it was Hayabusa
Oh, you're right. It was Hayabusa. Yes.
before he broke his neck,
Yes.
however many times.
Right.
I didn't realize that. Arya Daivari has been on AEW a couple times.
Mhm.
I think Dark, and then also on Rampage.
Yeah. He's not technically all elite, but he's. We're actually going to
It's-
see a few guys
absolutely
today
could
that have done that, done the couple of appearances, enhancement talent thing. But it wouldn't surprise me if eventually Daivari got a deal. He's very good.
Big super kick.
Past the 10-minute mark already. Another super.
And another one. Feeling like DJ Khaled.
I mean, he quite possibly is the best.
The best?
Well, no, that's Ortiz.
Oh, okay. So here's going off of
Cazadora
posts.
into the Bulldog.
Very nice. Going off of Rumble thoughts, just because obviously it's so fresh in our minds. I feel like if I were to watch the show again, which I don't know why I'd do that, but if I were to watch it again after like already knowing what's being a little bit less out of like the it's the live moment,
Right.
I may end up being like disappointed.
I'm the same way.
As I am with a lot of post WWE shows after their, the adrenaline of watching it live is over.
Yeah. I still think the opener was really good. The Rollins Reigns match.
There's been a lot of back and forth about the finish.
I liked it. But
I thought, like, again, I feel like if I try to analyze it for more than a couple of seconds, I'm gonna end up realizing why I didn't like it that much.
It felt like we were saying in the moment, it felt like a video game match.
Right.
Where it was just like high spot, high spot, high spot. And I think sometimes that works. And it felt like it did with those two. And they at least also bothered to tell a story, which didn't happen in many other spots on the show.
Ooh, big Hurricane Rana. You know what was crazy though was there was so many things that could have gone wrong did go wrong. I didn't realize that the reason that the women's title match had been so low-key is because the WrestleMania sign had gone on fire and sparks were dripping into the crowd and they had to evacuate that portion of the arena.
Oh my god.
So remember we
Wow.
were saying like, oh, there's a lot of people walking away or there's some empty chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
It's because they were being evacuated.
Because they were being
nuts.
told you have to get out of the way. The sign is on fire.
Wow. That's like that, what show was it where the Dudleys pyro went off in the crowd and they had to stop doing that? Do you remember that?
God.
Where, because they used to have it like where it ran down the line to the stage.
Oh,
but
wow.
the line broke and it just like shot into a section of the crowd. I feel like that was another
Did
paper.
that? I feel like I remember seeing that, but I don't remember when it happened. But yeah, I feel like that did happen. God, that was such a crazy. Like if all pyro starts, ooh, sit out, tombstone into a moonsault. Could this be it? Could that be the combo? It is.
It is.
Ray
Our first winner of the
Phoenix.
night.
Ray Phoenix moving on in our tournament. I like how at least now with like doing it live, I can see the control of like moving from screen to screen, and you get yours as well. It's double producer moment, but we
Right.
won't be cutting as quickly as Kevin Dunn did. All of his stuff. Jesus, how do you miss so many? Like he missed spots, he missed entrances, he missed eliminations.
It was bad.
Come on, man. I know that like a lot of audiences tend to have to, you know, you gotta like keep them enthralled, keep them focused, but what the hell was that? It turns out Kofi Kingston did in fact botch his what was meant to be a high angle save. Like he wanted to kind of like, I don't know, like Spider-Man catch himself onto the barrier. But he ended up just, you know, slamming himself down onto it, couldn't get his feet stable, and no camera angle could have prepared to have, like, tried to save that. And he even said, like, well, oh well.
Hopefully he wasn't supposed to have a big long run in the match, because
So basically, he kind of like inadvertently pulled a Mil Mascaras and eliminated himself.
pretty much, yeah. Oh, Mil Mascaras.
I love that story of just like, oh, there he goes off the top rope, and he's out of the Rumble. I don't think anyone told him, was able to get it past to him what the rules of this match are.
I guess that's what you get for assuming that the outsiders you're bringing in.
Yeah,
follow
everybody
the
knows
product.
what's going on, right? No. Although, I still think the best moment of both Rumbles was Ivory, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Coming to the ring, cutting a promo. Cutting the promo while being manhandled by Rhea Ripley. Getting eliminated, still cutting the promo. And then hitting the floor. Cutting the promo at the same time.
she's great. Just perfect use of Ivory. I liked Mickey ASH attacking Molly.
Oh, yeah. She kind of spoiled the moment that she certainly became an unforgivable heel in that respect.
Yeah.
But we've got Bryson
Google is not
Bloody
giving me much
Moolah.
info about the pyro the Dudleys.
Yeah, I only found it like just like today, like that. Yeah, the sign was on fire and everybody had to get moved. Oh, okay.
That explains so very much, and yet also not enough.
So now we have Grayson Bloody Waller from Australia, the NXT 2.0 influencer, whatever he's called. I don't know. Versus the man who apparently is leading the cult of Wyndham, as he's been marketing online lately, but has not been seen in a ring since his last appearance at WWE. Which I believe was Mania.
I think it was Mania 37, the match against Orton.
Grayson Waller, I've seen some okay stuff of him from NXT 2.0.
I think
but
WWE is doing
not so much a standout. I'm curious, like what number did he end up on the list?
439. I feel like WWE is kind of cautiously optimistic with him. Like, it seems like a big deal to put somebody with AJ Styles so early on, but also we were talking about this about the Miz last night. Like, AJ is safe.
Yeah,
like you can put somebody in the ring with AJ, and you know, like if there's anything to this guy, AJ is going to bring it out of him.
Yeah,
and so I think that was the thinking with having that be his first real, like, not really main roster feud, because it's still been mostly confined to NXT. But I feel like that was kind of the logic behind it. Like, let's see what we've got here.
They definitely have to have some sort of investment in him, because he's been really, like, kind of in a spotlight position.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of those things where he ended up really, like, going through a lot of, like, well, he's this guy's friend, or he's a social media influencer, he's a bare knuckle boxer,
mm-hmm.
he's what are you? What is your thing?
Throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. The NXT 2.0.
Throwing it at the Grayson wall, or
modus operandi. That's right. I'm amazed he hasn't had 3 different names in his time on 2.0. Fun fact about Wyndham Rotunda, obviously the former Husky Harris. He had
no one else.
And no one else. He had 2 Meltzer-rated matches during the evaluation period, which again, July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021. The average rating of his 2 Meltzer matches was 0.
Ooh.
He had a 1-star match against Braun Strowman at SummerSlam, and he had a -1-star match against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. For an average of 0.
Well. Remember when he debuted as Bray Wyatt in NXT, and everyone was like, "This is amazing."
Mm-hmm.
Then that went away.
And then, yeah. I mean, even when the family got called up and started making appearances on TV, like, you know, they had a really good feud with the Shield. Like, it looked like they had big plans for him, and then they didn't.
It just was so, like, they did not do him any favors by making him cut promos about how he's so unstoppable and he's such a strange force that gets in your head and then gets beaten.
And then he loses every time.
And then just loses. It's like, how am I supposed to believe you? I know this pattern. You say something spooky and cult-like, and then they beat you.
Yep.
How are you supposed to be scary? It's always like when I see, you know, whenever commentary goes off about like the big man that shows up, and I'm like, why are we shocked? Like, they have been beaten before. They've been beaten and they will be beaten again.
Yeah.
It's just how you guys book your people.
Yep. That 50-50 booking helps no one, as it turns out.
And when we say that, when we refer to it that way, we're talking about, like, show up one week, you're great, and you show up the next week and you're easily beaten with no consequences to it whatsoever.
Yep. Right, yeah, because then the next week you look great, and it's like the loss the previous week never happened.
Yeah, it's all about like how like whatever words they're using to describe you at the moment you're on TV. That is what they're telling you. This is what you should think about this person.
We are at war with East Asia. We have always been at war with East Asia. I mean that's been the complaint about WWE booking for 15 years, 20 years, and they still haven't figured it out.
I don't get it.
And the one time it worked was NXT 1.5, and they let every single person involved in that go that isn't married to a member of the family.
So I guess FCW was NXT Alpha, and then eventually went into the beta mode when it was on Sunshine Network, and
right,
and then turning it into this version
the
of
reality
NXT.
show was 1.0.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. It's like the Yakuza video game series. That was NXT 0.
There's a reason why development doesn't have national television.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to know how to work on television, but you're not supposed to be completely exposed if you're bad.
Yep. That's why, yeah, Ohio Valley Wrestling, when it was their developmental system, never had TV outside of the Louisville area. Same with Deep South Wrestling. Same with, what was the other? They had a third one for a while.
Memphis Power Pro.
That's the one. Yeah. You never saw those people on national TV until they showed up on Raw or SmackDown. Like, how? I wonder how different things would be if nice powerbomb from Waller. How different things would be if we had seen, the prototype against the Leviathan
on like an NXT type show
on national TV. Yeah,
that probably would have been taken in badly. While they are natural, obviously they grew into being natural talents. That's the idea. They grew into it because of the way the environment that they were in. But if you put them on national television, they would have been exposed as like way too green at the time.
Yep. I mean, the flip side of that is we would have got to see like Johnny Jeter as a good wrestler and not as Johnny from the Spirit Squad, and would have got to see Russ Haas before his untimely passing.
Yeah.
Matt Capitelli before his career got derailed by his
submission
brain tumor.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be. That was the triangle choke out of nowhere is one of my actual like favorite submissions because it feels believable in a grappling sense, because you really can just like wrap it in real quick, pull on the arm hard enough, and it's just there's no way you want to survive that.
Been a little blown up here, but that's understandable. They've been going pretty hard for almost 15 minutes.
So
goes back into the triangle.
I'm checking out the reactions to online with for Royal Rumble, and it really is a lot of like, on the other hand, maybe it wasn't that good. It's so weird.
Mandible claw on the floor from Wyndham. Not going to get a submission out there, but might wear him down. Ugh.
Is that like a fireman's carry
into a power bomb? Yeah, it's almost like a what is that called in the old games? The tower hacker bomb or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I honestly thought for a second there that was going to be the 20 count, but this could be it. Can't get to the ropes from here, but. He let go.
Why would he do that? Especially if he's just going to eat a power bomb and Grayson Waller pulls off the massive upset.
Started from the bottom and now he is here. Literally from the bottom, like that. You can't get much lower unless you were number 500.
Pretty much. Number 74, Wyndham Rotunda goes out. Darkness Falls, that's a killer name for that move.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a thematically appropriate name for someone who's...
No.
I'm great and warm. I'm cool, I'm hip.
Darkness Falls.
Now I'm gonna hit you with some goth stuff.
Maybe that's another former gimmick that we just didn't get to see.
Somebody listed Ivory. Ivory returned in her gimmick, also known as the original Karen.
Accurate.
That is funny.
I like that a lot.
I guess Seth turned face because everyone has just been like, oh, somebody got a picture. Bro, if Nick Khan ever chose to be an on-screen character, he should have used Ronda Rousey's theme song. Yeah, apparently he left his seat because people started to recognize that it was him.
Oh no.
I don't know about you, but I don't think that I don't think he was met with a lot of kind words.
I can't imagine he was. I can't imagine that there is a strong contingent of people that is ever happy to see Nick Khan. Just in general. He just doesn't seem like the kind of person that's like, oh good, Nick's here. We head to the ring for match number 3.
Yes, I think you do have control too, right?
I believe I do. Let's...
Just in case. Sometimes my my stuff glitches a little bit.
There we go. Still loading, but...
Hey!
Here comes SB Kento from
I know
Dragon
nothing
Gate.
about this, so I'm excited.
He's a member of the Red stable in Dragon Gate. We're actually going to see one of his stablemates coming up here in a little bit. He actually, we were talking about Meltzer matches earlier. He had a 4 1/4 star 10-man elimination tag match with his stablemates Eita, HYO, Hip Hop Kikuta, and Kaito Ishida against Dragon Kid, Genki Horiguchi, Masato Yoshino, Naruki Doi, and Susumu Yokosuka at Final Gate 2020. This is actually an older build of Kento because he lost a mask versus hair match to Dragon Kid last May. But we'll just, for the sake of kayfabe, say it grew back. And the referee for this match is Bryce Remsburg, if that is his real name.
I realized that the end to the Lesnar Lashley match with Reigns coming in was basically the 91 title change where Macho Man did that to Warrior.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Spoiling him, brother.
Just without the insane speed on the run-in that Savage had. I don't think I've ever seen a person run as fast. And I watched the Olympics.
As you know, the cream rises to the top.
Life is fragile.
Anytime he had to do an interview with Mean Gene, who's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna get, but Jesus, do I gotta prepare. Who would have thought that everyone would just be saying, for the most part, hey, Bad Bunny, if this music thing doesn't work out for you.
He legit had a really good run in the Rumble. And not just that was good for a celebrity. That was
pretty good. he clean did some great spots, and I like how it's he'll be friends with Matt Riddle, and he was like, no, man, I want to win.
Yeah.
It is a little there are some stuff where I'm watching and we're like, okay, Lesnar wins, great, but at the same time you're like, I guess that's what they really just think of the rest of the roster. They're like in a weird way, it's like, okay, it works for the storyline, but you guys built yourselves into a corner with the way that you develop your talent for it to be perceived this way. So, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's not a coincidence that the two winners of the Rumble are the two wrestlers that they have that are most famous outside of wrestling. Like, those are the two that are going to show up on SportsCenter today. Oh, Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar are both going to WrestleMania. Like, you wouldn't have got that attention if it was Sasha Banks and Big E. Even though it probably should have been.
Yeah.
Real disappointed in how they treated Big E last night.
Yeah, just, there he goes.
Yep.
Unceremoniously just tossed to the side.
Yep. 4 weeks after being world champion, he's, 6th place in the Rumble. It's kind of tossed with no...
there's so many, questionable decisions where even I look at the roster, I'm like, why are you still here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can leave if you want to, but, but then again, it feels like the episode of The Simpsons where it's like the leader, you're free to leave whenever you want, but why?
Right.
Like, that's what they do. McMahon is good. McMahon is power. Leader.
We surrender our heat as of this date. So we haven't talked much about him in this match, but that's Minoru Suzuki in there against Kento. Suzuki, a 33-year pro from Yokohama, Kanagawa, Japan.
MMA accomplishments, pro wrestling accomplishments. I believe his wife is the one who composed Kaze ni Nare.
Yeah, I believe you're right. He had 89 matches during the evaluation period, which again is a year. He had the Never Openweight Championship during that time. Put on a 5 1/4 star match against Kota Ibushi at the G1 Climax.
53 years old and could murder anyone in the ring.
Kind of like he's doing to SB Kento, who, on the other hand, is a 2-year veteran. Very, very young, up-and-coming wrestler in Dragon Gate. Wouldn't surprise me if in the next 5 years he's in New Japan. But also, maybe he's the guy that Dragon Gate decides to build around, and he decides to stick around.
So, what I love about Suzuki is that everything he does, he just looks at you like if you try to hit him even a little bit, he'll look at you like, it's cute. All right.
Right.
So you want to fight now? Okay, cool.
So, all right, we're doing this. All right. 2.9 from Kento on that standing moonsault.
Now, I would say
stomping a mud hole in him.
Oh, why? Why would you do that, man? Just run. I would say something about Suzuki's ears, but I'm sure he'd hear me and choke me out. They stick out, folks.
Yes, they're
it's pretty obvious. Also, I love that he was able to make something out of such a minor detail about shaving his head. Like, he had a big feud that was going on. I think it was against Ishii a couple of years ago, and he said, listen, if I lose to you, I'll shave my head. I'll and that is a big deal, in the Japanese culture apparently, because he was known for having the wild haircut and the way the carving was in his head, and when he said that, people were actually went in the during the promo, and I remember hearing it translated, and Kevin Kelly had to actually ask the other commentator, what did he say? He said he was going to shave his head, and Kevin Kelly went, "What?" I was like, "This is a big deal."
And then he did.
He stuck to his word.
Coming out of it even more badass.
I love his catch wrestling style. I really do. Because he is one of these guys who, like just like that, can flip you around right into a hold. And he really does well with incorporating his MMA background into submissions and strikes. I was very happy when he had like that kind of tour last year of the States, and people, good crowds got to be exposed to him.
Oh, he got him with that last cross arm breaker.
And that's all it takes. The leader of Suzuki Gun. I mean, it's easy to say you're the leader of a stable when it's your name.
Yeah. So it also kind of that guarantees nobody's going to challenge you for that.
I thought it was funny when they brought him to AEW and he teamed with his Suzuki Gun stablemate Lance Archer, and it's the one time in AEW history that they've ever had like young lions around the ring, just so that Archer could go around and beat the living hell out of them while they made their entrance. They did it just for that.
And it worked.
That's the thing. It's like I would not want to be one of those guys when it was a Suzuki match, because you're just like, oh crap, he's just gonna beat me up. He's just going to hit me. There's no way. There's no reason I need to be here. Oh man. So who do we got next?
Up next, we are going to see another member of the Red Stable in Dragon Gate, in Kaito Ishida, taking on the Alpha Academy's own pre-head shave Otis. Do I have a make of him without hair? I don't. He's going to have his heavy machinery look.
It's all right. We're a multiverse of sorts when it comes to our roster.
Yeah, 3 matches in, we've already seen Phoenix beat Daivari, we've seen Waller beat Rotunda in a huge upset, and Minoru Suzuki or SB Kenta. We'll see if Kaito Ishida can fare better than his stablemate. 1/3 of the Open the Triangle Gate champions. Bracket in real time here as well. This is one. So the winner of this match is going to face the winner of Joey Janela against Robbie Eagles later on in this show. One half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, who had a pretty good showing for himself last night, but
he actually did pretty well. Yeah, he had like just that came in like the as the song goes, like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Although he literally looks like a wrecking ball, so it works out.
Yes. Yeah, he's a living Katamari.
One thing I'm disappointed about though last night, we didn't get a Caterpillar versus the Worm if Scotty 2 Hotty were to show up.
Does Otis still do the Caterpillar?
No, not at all. But I feel like had Scotty 2 Hotty shown up, we would have at least gotten teased a spot of it.
Yeah. Phased through the ropes there.
I first, when he was with Tucker Knight with Heavy Machinery in NXT, I did admire like the fact that, okay, so our whole thing is we use your body as a weapon on yourself. And we're going to throw you at your opponent, slam you into your own into your tag team partner. And now that's kind of what Creed brothers are doing.
Yeah.
Who apparently the officials are very high on.
All right, as well they should be.
So get ready for that gimmick to be ruined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because WWE doesn't let us have nice things.
They don't. They do not.
Do you remember Otis's full name when he showed up?
He was Otis Dozovich for the
Yeah.
Dozer.
Dozer.
Did he have one? Did he have one beyond that?
No, he was just Otis. First, he started as Dozer in the Indies, and then he got signed, and they were like, I was like, Otis Dozer could have been a fun name, but
Yeah,
as you know, they have to own everything.
they do.
I mean, his
Not
last
fair.
name, kind of like, his real name is Nikola Bogojevic. It's pretty sure that's a Polish name. And so they're like, oh, okay, let's just combine it.
Yeah.
But I love this one. El Gran Gordo. Now, I've never seen El Gran Gordo and Otis in the same ring at the same time. But who am I to say that one may be the other? It's like when people tell me that Fuego 2 is Cody. I'm like, it's laughable.
Nonsense.
Fuego 2, Son of Fuego. It's, how dare you? First of all, they don't even look the same.
Yeah. One of them wears a mask.
Yeah. And one of them has a neck tattoo.
Yeah, that's true. The other definitely does not.
I mean, he's got like some tape around his neck, but that's an injury. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the K-tape.
Yeah, he's a young guy. I mean, he probably hasn't even bumped around that much.
Yeah.
And Lord knows
here we
that
go.
Fuego would be.
Time for the
There we go.
Caterpillar.
Catepillar. Because you can't just spell out worm.
Chopped him right on the kneecap.
Ouch. Obviously didn't do a lot of work. This is the thing about these moves that have like so much setup. You know, they end up like, what are you accomplishing?
Mm-hmm.
It's like how I can't, I love The Rock, but I cannot stand the people's elbow.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. And wasn't it like a rib? Like, wasn't it like a joke that like he did that move and then they were like,
I think so.
oh, this thing is over.
Because he started doing it when he was a heel as like a, I'm going to show off real big and then all I'm going to do is drop this elbow on your chest. And then people started to get into it and it turned into a finisher, which is... Yeah, no, that's him insulting his opponent by like, look how much time I can take, and boop.
And then it wins him championships.
Uh-huh.
It's, how?
Like, at least when Andre would just flop over into an elbow drop, he was dropping, 520 pounds on you. Ishida with that missile dropkick.
Award the WWF Tag Team Championship to Ted DiBiase.
It's not the
Just
tag team
move your
championship,
head.
Andre. it's the world championship belt you got there in your hands, but
You just move your head. Doesn't that make you happy?
Oh, not the snake.
Andre, notoriously afraid of snakes.
Yes. The first person to ever eliminate himself from a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then I think Randy Savage was next, but he wasn't supposed to be eliminated, so they let him get back in.
Oh, I apologize. Otis is Serbian.
Serbian. Aha.
Yes, Serbian descent from the great Serbian surge of population that is Duluth, Minnesota. Oh, you just gotta squeeze the life out of him. It's just, come on. He's
Stop.
just a small man, Otis.
He's already dead.
He's already dead.
Yeah, for comparison, Ishida, 5'8", 154 pounds. Otis has it
Little
by
boy.
2 inches and more than double his weight.
Yeah. Otis is 330 pounds.
Yep.
And he's only an inch or two taller than me.
Actually, about 2.5, maybe 3 inches shorter than me, and I'm quite overweight. And he's still got me by about 50 pounds.
This man is like, he's built like Eggman from Sonic.
Yeah. Nice.
Give this man a
butterfly
Dr.
suplex from
Robotnik
Ishida.
cosplay.
What was that about cosplay?
Give him a Dr. Robotnik cosplay. Just make it happen. Get Ricochet to run from him. Look, WWE, I wrote your next 2 months of storylines with that stupid thing. Oop, roll up. Nowhere to be found.
Just in time for the new movie.
Hey, cross promotion. We all love to see it.
Otis is dragging him closer to the ropes, but
He's not the smartest man. As we know, he can spell, but doesn't necessarily mean he can spell well.
right.
Because he tried to spell, and Chad Gable told him that was the correct way to spell it. Wasn't. And some fan called him out on it in the crowd last night with a sign that says Chad can't spell. Oh, big belly to belly. And that is a big belly for the big belly to belly. But here's the thing, Otis is like, he's built like just one round muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And how did he do that? How did he pull off that move?
Very impressive strength from Kaito Ishida.
That may be the undoing of him.
I mean, Otis is basically the kingpin.
Yes.
Like, he's just a huge glob of muscle with arms and legs coming out of it.
No Avenger can save you tonight.
You embarrassed me
got
in
that
front
elbow.
of Tucker.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
That's all it took, just dropping that elbow. Number 151, Otis, who's down from number 69, nice, last year, moves on.
We are children.
Oh, that got a 100% rating from
All right.
friends over at Fire
Way
Pro.
to go, Otis. Killing it in the virtual world.
Calling that finish the elbow drop hold. Sure, why not? Update the bracket. And then
Poor Tucker. Just kind of thrown to the wayside. Never to be heard from again.
Yeah, he, you know, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you have a much more charismatic partner. Like, WWE was pretty clearly high on Otis from the start.
Yeah. Because he made it. I'm sure it's because he made Vince laugh.
Oh, yeah.
And that if that really is like a secret, if you can make him laugh, you're like set for life in terms of employment. That's why R-Truth has been employed as long as he has. Vince thinks he's one of the funniest guys in the roster. I don't necessarily know how well that translates to the mainstream of how much everybody else thinks it's funny. Here's a hint. Not a lot do.
Yeah. He has his moments, but they're
Then
not
again,
as frequent
I
as
hope
Vince.
I look as good as R-Truth does when I'm his age.
True.
Man is pushing like mid-50s right now.
Well, that sounds about right. How old is he?
Ron Killings. He is
is
50 years
he
old.
Just
Yep.
turned 50.
He just
Yeah.
turned 50. I apologize. It's weird because he still looks like, I don't know, maybe in 30s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, compare him now to 24 years ago when he was K-Quick. And
He's a former NWA champion. That should
Yeah.
the guy's got some credibility about him.
Yep. And yet, here he is.
Is he? Where is he? I don't know.
I'm sure he's running from ninjas. And I don't even know who's still chasing the 24/7.
I don't think
fired
anyone
almost
is, because
everybody
at
that
this
was
point it feels like they're just gonna be like, if we don't talk about it for a while, it'll just disappear.
I mean, notably, Dana didn't come out with it during the Rumble last night.
Nope.
Didn't even
And it
have
wasn't
Reggie
even
Carey
being
anymore.
like assisted to be held by Reggie.
Yeah,
It was just there.
caught her once and then missed her the second time.
All right.
But yeah, here's the last match of the first half of the show here.
Darius Martin, who currently is out with injury,
Yes.
hopefully soon will be back.
One would hope. He's been out about a year. He tore his ACL.
It's the worst. Oh God, like the worst kind of if injury. I mean, any injury obviously is a bad injury when it comes for any pro wrestler to be taken out that long. But just when I hear the word tear, when it's combined with describing a muscle, I cringe each time. I mean, we all saw live when the quad tear on TV happened with Triple H. And
when 2 quad tears happened with Vince McMahon at the 2005 Rumble.
Although you wouldn't know, because he just like...
Although I recently heard, I'm not sure if this is true, because it's weird that I wouldn't have heard it until now, but that he only tore one of his quads when he slid into the ring. He tore the other one because he insisted on walking back to the back by himself.
Absolutely
and in the process
believe that.
tore the other.
I absolutely believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't heard that until recently, but as soon as I heard it, it's like, yeah, no, that sounds about right.
He also crapped his pants, took them off, and chased Pat Patterson around with them. So that right there can tell you all you need to know about Vince McMahon.
There's a distinct possibility Vince McMahon is among the 5 scummiest people to ever walk the earth. Not worst, because he's, there's been, like genocide and stuff.
Yes,
but
like,
in terms of just like
him.
Ew.
Yeah,
there's
in
not
terms of like
like
mass murdering people.
Yeah,
he's up there.
Yeah, he's like businessman evil, not like
for sure,
like murderer evil. So yeah, Darius Martin, his brother Dante's been killing it in AEW lately. And Darius has been rehabbing a knee injury.
I look forward to when when Top Flight returns, and what I trust is that they will be thrust right back into the tag team scene, because the last thing I want to see is like his brother getting jealous that he was getting more exposure. Like, if it had been the other way around, I'm sure the same kind of push would have happened. Both of these guys are amazingly talented at bringing these fluid, high-flying spots out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, they were essentially luchadors before they went to AEW.
Oh, yeah.
Darius worked under a mask as something wolf. Airwolf. Yeah.
Airwolf.
The wolf dead. Very dated podcast reference at this point. We haven't used that outro in a very long time. And then there's Shelton Benjamin, 22-year pro, pride of Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Didn't even show up in the Rumble last night.
Nope.
Not once.
Nope. No hurt business representation at all.
Nothing. just nothing. And that's why it kind of like, even though like stuff happened last night, it feels still like there was just a whole lot of nothing.
I mean, it kind of was. I mean, we mentioned before it started that there were 5 spots that hadn't been announced ahead of time, and they were Drew, Brock, I don't even remember who the other 3 were, but they were all like active members of the roster. At least the women's match had, Mighty Molly get squashed by Nikki ASH, and Ivory cutting her promo, and WWE legend Summer Rae. But there
who, as always, got like the biggest pop because everybody remembers exactly
blew the roof
who
off
she
the
is.
place.
Jesus.
I've never heard such a big reaction at the Dome at America's Center as when WWE legend Summer Rae showed up.
That you got a big laugh out of me when you said it's WWE Legends of Array.
Yeah. Man. Legends ain't what they used to be. But I guess if you were going to bring in like legit legends, there's not a whole lot of those that aren't already on the roster.
Yeah.
Trish, Victoria, Jazz.
I mean, the funny thing
Medusa.
is, it's like, you notice that all the people who were kind of promoting themselves online saying, I'm available, and fans were like, let's see them. None of them got on the roster. None of them got on the call-up.
I was glad to see Melina again, even though that was a dumb use of Melina.
That was so odd.
Yeah.
And the way that, again, like, Sasha Banks was just kind of, well, she's gone.
Yep.
And no fanfare, like, just there.
Yeah, just a very odd evening of booking. Nice sunset bomb from Shelton Benjamin. Wild guess time. What do you think Shelton's highest ever placing on the PWI 500 is?
27.
9.
Whoa, okay.
In 2005, he was rated number 9.
Wow.
And then last year, he was all the way down to 445 before bouncing back up to 170 this year. But yeah, he was... Because that was the year he had his long Intercontinental title run. He had the match with Shawn on Raw. And it looked like they were planning on doing something with him. And then they, didn't. But yeah. He won 3 times he had the 24/7 title during the evaluation period. Had the tag titles for a few months. He's on his way back, but then also in the 7 months since the evaluation period ended, he's kind of fallen back off the radar.
I definitely I think that his best match was still the one on Monday Night Raw against Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Top rope code red almost from
Hey,
Darius
it
Martin.
worked.
And that's enough. It's upset for the Airwolf. Airwolf.
But yeah, I mean, that match against Michaels made Shelton Benjamin. I mean, he was in the opening parts of Raw for what felt like years after that match. And then it was one of those things where it's like he's the highlight reel performer, but they never did anything with him.
Nope.
Never got even like close to what could have been a world title run.
So this sets up Darius Martin against Minoru Suzuki in round 2. Which, good luck, kid. Well, that's our 5th of 10 matches. Do we want to do our usual halftime break, or we want to keep rolling through?
Yeah, let's take 5 minutes, and when we come back, we will have our second half of this episode of the 500. It's actually been cruising quite along.
Yeah,
so thank you.
I like the new setup. This is working well.
This is working a lot well. We'll obviously, as each episode goes on, we figure out different tech stuff. We have the struggles of any other streamer in life.
Sure.
So we'll be back in 5 minutes, and when we return, what match do we got coming up?
Our first match back from the break will be the legendary Volador Jr. from CMLL taking on Pro Wrestling Noah's Atsushi Kotoge.
Very nice. All right, well,
Winner
we will be
face
back
Grayson
with
Waller
more
in round
right after that. We will see you in 5. Hey, we're back.
Back.
Atsushi Kotage versus Volador Jr. Right back into the swing of things. Thank you for everybody who joined us last night again at our Royal Rumble watch party. We had a lot of fun, despite our opinions, what you may hear now. But that's the thing. I always end up I have fun in the moment when I'm watching those shows.
It's always better live.
It is. It's always better live because if you just, when it comes to WWE, if you just don't think about it for too long,
yeah,
you can kind of enjoy it. But man, Shane McMahon, really? The guy couldn't even get eliminated properly.
Nope.
Oh, guys, that was so, just... quick, talk about these guys before I get upset about it.
Well, Volador Jr. is he's basically the ace of CMLL. He's been there 23 years, I think. I can't remember him working consistently for any other lucha promotions. Just a massive star for that promotion. He in 2010 was ranked as high as number 81. Now he's back down to 183 this year. Had a 4.5-star match with Bandito. Of course, who doesn't have a 4.5-star match with Bandito? At Super Viernes last March. He's still got it at a pretty advanced age. And Atsushi Kotoge is not exactly a young spring chicken either. But he's a 16-year pro, but does not have the resume that Volador does. This is only Kotoge's second time on the list. He was number 199. I'm sorry, it's his third time? I don't know. He was unranked last year, so he's back on the list after a year off. GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Champions for a while. The GHC Junior Champion, singles title. He's a name in Noah, but he's definitely not the level of star that Volador is.
Son of Super Parka? Is that no? Not. Yeah, Super Parka. Yeah, the original Volador.
Yes. And Volador is Spanish for flying, which he does a lot.
Yes, very much.
Less so now that he's 41.
But he is, Super Parka is the grandfather of the son of the 27-year-old Flyer. That is the name of that luchador.
Yes. Who is on the 500, but I have not found an edit for. So I will eventually make one if nobody else does, but if you feel like making an edit of Flyer, I will not be upset. He's also the nephew of L.A. Park and the cousin of El Hijo de L.A. Park.
That's quite a lineage.
Yes. Derek Moore from WWE is our referee, getting all the way up to a 2 count before Volador returns to the ring.
Derek Moore.
I'm during the break, I was browsing through Sean Ross Sapp's Twitter from last night because he was at the show, live tweeting it, and he's got some pretty great pictures of the Mania sign catching on fire.
Oh, I got to check that out. Yeah, how about that? That isn't the thing that more people are talking about.
It's oh gosh, I'm watching the video now. It is wild. So they apparently they lowered the sign. They evacuated the area. They lowered the sign, put out the fire, and raised the sign back up, all during the Becky Doudrop match. So you didn't even notice it live, but
By the way, Corey Graves tweeted, Brock stole my number.
Yes.
Good Lord. This has
Nice
been such
cutter
an
there from
interesting amount of recapping and like feedback, just a little bit removed after. Oh, I'm watching the video now. The sign is on fire again.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that Molly was a producer on the Women's Rumble match.
Well, she did a good job for the most part.
Yeah.
But anyway, there is a match going on.
Lots of running back and forth in this match.
They are going to exhaust themselves, or they're just going to big splash. That was huge height, almost I would say Volador levels of height.
Yes. Or for a U.S. equivalent, it was a Montez Ford level height.
That guy,
the air he got on that frog splash last night.
He's such a tall guy, so the extension that he gets on his legs when he jumps up,
Yeah.
it's just insane.
Yeah, he's going to be something special when they finally break him out as a single star. Oh,
They
Kadoge
definitely are.
hits the kill switch. That's his finish.
Could that be it?
Oh, gut wrench, twisting
Nice.
power bomb from Volador.
Tornado gut wrench. You don't see those.
No,
Going strike for strike though.
very evenly matched in terms of size, relatively close in experience.
There it is again. Bit
Going
of
up
a
top.
Eye of the Storm type move. What's he going up top for?
Big
Oh!
Rana showing.
Now this is
Don't
something
lead
we
out,
don't see
done.
in our simulations too often, is them carrying them into the middle of the ring.
No. Two. Oh, almost got him with the backslide.
Oh.
2.9 only.
First you had my curiosity. Now you've got my attention.
Let's say that was a kick to the inner thigh from
Yeah.
Volador to get out of that butterfly suplex.
I mean, there's a chair outside. It's a little crazy.
And yeah,
Can't roll him up though.
Roll up.
That would.
Katoge forgot where he was for a moment. Sends Volador into the barricade. Already up to a 10 count. Again,
This is crazy.
we do use the Japanese 20 count rules here at PWS. Shrine! And then just a big splash. for,
Yeah.
2.9.
Oh, I
Man.
thought that was it. I really
Lots
did.
of good near falls in this one. It's been a pretty good night of action, or
For sure.
morning of action. It still feels like night.
Yeah, we had like a short rest and it carried over into the next day. Life is
Yeah.
blurry right now. There's
was- it
snow
was-
still outside.
It was very much a short rest. I did not replenish my spell slots.
I was
my
editing. Speaking of spell slots, I was editing the first episode of Wayfinders Guild for
Yeah.
for Monday night, and I kind of wrapped up around 3 a.m. last night, and I'm
Man.
still not done. That was only just like a basic like audio consistency thing.
Yeah.
Now I have to add like visuals.
I thought I had a rough night because Malia was congested and thus making some noise while she slept.
Dude, I'm the worst when it comes to it because I'm so sensitive to other people's snoring, except for my own. I will wake up from any other noise.
Ooh, Destroyer from
Whoa!
Volador.
I mean, it's not as good as Bad Bunny's, but
No. Then whose is? You think PD taught him that since he's
I
Producer.
would like to think so. It is honestly, it is one of like the safest cool moves that a non-wrestler can do, because a lot of it is all on the other person
Yeah.
moving themselves into a backflip, basically.
It's a sunset flip, just with the person taking it landing on their head.
Springboard.
Springboard into the Rana, West Coast pop from
Is that it?
Volador.
Is that it?
No.
Wow.
He kicks out.
This has been close. This has really been close. This might be my favorite match of the night. The day.
What is Volador
Episode.
thinking now? Moonsault, Arehara moonsault to the floor from
That was clean.
man.
You know, like
Volador's
sometimes
good,
in these
man.
games they don't always like
Oh,
catch them.
jeez.
That
For the
was
power.
like a real clean, like actual catch of
Yeah.
that move. Sometimes like the game will glitch and you won't see them connect all the time, but that was really good. Oh, I thought that was gonna win by countout.
Went for that big thrust kick, but he missed. And a collision. Yeah, these guys
Both
are
guys are
they're
just-
starting
they're
to
out of
little
it right
gas
now.
at this point.
This is fun.
Toge suplex them. They're going back to the floor.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy. Oh boy. What's going on?
Tope Koniro from Katoge at the 20-minute mark. They're still busting out big moves here.
This is crazy. Winding up. What is he winding up for? Nothing. He's got him. Got him.
Winding up to get backbreaker on the floor. 17.
Really getting
Volador
like
beats
these
again.
second, third, fourth wins to climb out and back into the ring.
Ooh, nice roll up out of that Rana. Nope, only 2.
God, they're so close. This
Just
has to get
straight up jack
100%. This has to get 100%.
behind.
The
Standing
excitement
switch.
factor of this match.
Kill switch.
There it is, right in the center of the ring. Come on.
That's gotta be it. 1, 2, 3.
Three.
Yep. Katoge pulls off
Fantastic.
the upset. Awesome match.
Match of the day. For sure. Oh man, that just perked up my whole mood. Like
Yeah,
that really
better than coffee.
that really brought me back into the swing of things. Oh man, that was an exciting match.
Okay.
I like this so much more when we have really no idea what is to come.
That only got a 94.
What?
You're crazy, Fire Pro. That was the best match of the night.
Come on.
Otis and Ishida was good, but that was the best one we've seen so far.
Oh man, I want to go and like go through some Volador matches online just to like see the real deal. That's one of the things I think that can come out of this show is if you see something like that and then you now want to watch the real deal library of them.
Yeah.
Let's help people discover some new wrestlers they do not normally see on television. Oh, that was good. I will rewatch
was a
that
lot of
one
fun.
when it's just on our YouTube channel, to be honest.
I have so many promotions that it takes a while to cycle through to find the people.
No, I'm looking up any more like interesting news that happened that came out of Rumble last night, but it seems mostly just people going, "Yeah, wow, well, that happened." Like,
Yeah. And that was a show.
that was what I saw. Again, it's a lot of like, it was fun when I was there, and then when I kind of look back, I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm still reading through Sean Ross Sapp's Twitter feed. Why eliminate someone when you can gorilla press them 7 times?
I mean,
Somebody
that's
said
what
he's being booed, and he replied, "They're saying boogs."
I mean, they probably are.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like that Boo Earns joke only works so many times. But here we go. A very good wrestler. Sorry,
Yes.
excuse me. Avery Good.
Avery Good, yeah.
versus Timothy
Unfortunately, this edit does not have him unmasked as he has been when he's working the Avery Good gimmick. But yeah, the former Dasher Hatfield turned a very good professional wrestler, turned He's been showing up on Dark and Elevation as an enhancement talent lately, as Avery Good. "14-year pro. He has appeared in the ECWA Super 8 tournament the last couple of years. He's the inaugural Camp Leapfrog champion. Had a pretty good match with Warhorse for the IWTV title back in August of 2020. But now he's got to deal with Timothy Thatcher.
Well, here's the truth: Avery Good is truly a very good wrestler.
Yes,
as is Timothy Thatcher, who could have been also a good coach, but well, budget
not
cuts.
so much. Apparently, during at the end of the men's rumble, they evacuated that section first before they set off the pyro, rather than the other way around like they did the first time.
Like just in case.
And it caught on fire again. Yeah.
It seemed like anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong.
Pretty much.
But it feels like so much more could have gone wrong.
I mean, it looked like in the moment that the biggest issue they were going to have for the night was a wardrobe malfunction from Dewdrop.
Yeah.
But then, nope. Actual fire.
Actual fire, yeah.
Twice.
Yeah,
also,
like,
I enjoy at
do it
Tiger
the next
Driver.
Time.
I enjoy Tiger Driver 9X's tweet. I'm going to censor it, but why the blank would you show the replay? Just lie,
Just
man.
lie.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I had when Chikara had when it was still seen in better times before those who were in charge kind of ruined it for everybody. Although I will say, I don't let a couple of bad apples ruin what good came out of a majority of the talent in that roster. And I'll leave the other ones unnamed because I don't need to talk about them.
Yes, yeah,
But-
the less said about them, the better.
But Dasher Hatfield was one of my highlights of that promotion, and having interviewed him at the reunion show, as it were, the comeback show, a couple of years ago, where Eddie Kingston was in the main event against Icarus for the championship.
Icarus, he had the worst back tattoo in wrestling.
Oh God, sorry, man. Great wrestler, but dude. But Dasher Hatfield, as he was part of the Throwbacks, and he was really getting, really building up a little bit more popularity with his the Hatfield family video blog. And what a wonderful family. I mean, yes, everyone is looking like a masked baseball head, but that aside, beautiful children. One of my favorite spots in a Dasher Hatfield match, multi-man tag in Chikara. I went to a wrestling match and a baseball game broke out. And Colt
I
Cabana,
remember that. I've seen video of that.
just what all pretense dropped, the announcer going into baseball commentary mode in the spot.
Yeah, Chikara was fun with stuff like that. Like the night that the Osirian portal hypnotized the entire locker room into dancing. Chuck Taylor with his hand grenades.
Oh yeah, the Chuck Taylor hand grenade is still one of the most dangerous moves in pro wrestling.
Oh yeah.
But when Dasher Hatfield would round the bases, it's a dangerous time.
Flapjack almost into a power bomb from Dasher there.
I always loved that when the crowd would get like would get in on the joke of any match, that like they would kind of like break, the world. Especially when the slow motion spots would happen.
The slow motion cheering would happen.
With just 1, 2. Speaking of which, no, not enough.
2 count there from Avery Good.
Thatch, as Thatch can in his pro wrestling style, he lost. He fought so hard he lost teeth in the beginning of his NXT run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I still can't believe WWE let him go.
It's so like, okay, I get it if you don't think like you can use them on television, but
sure.
How do you let someone like him go when he could be such a great coach?
Yep. Well, that's the same way like John Morrison. Like, I figured he was a lifer and he was just gonna transition into that coach role when he retired.
Nope.
Scotty 2 Hotty had retired into being a coach.
And then he just didn't want to be a part of it anymore.
And then, yeah. Which, I mean, I can't really blame him, considering that, everything that he had helped to build was destroyed, basically.
But will Avery Good hit a home run against Timothy Thatcher tonight?
Roll up there from Thatch.
I think, I was pleased that Avery took the request of I asked, like, hey, can Dasher show up a little bit? He was like, yeah, we'll work it out.
For you, Mike, anything.
Yeah. Threw me the jersey as I was walking out the hallway. Hey, kid.
Did you have to share a Coke with him or anything?
No, it turns out he's a Pepsi guy.
Oh. A man of discerning taste.
Yeah, interesting.
I've always been a Pepsi over Coke, but Coke products over Pepsi products.
But when you go to a restaurant and they tell you, like, they don't have one, but they have the other, which are you more upset about them not having?
I prefer Pepsi, but if someplace has Coke, I just am like, okay, well, everybody has Coke, so I'm not too terribly upset about it. What bugs me is when they have either, but they don't have the equivalent cherry version.
Or if you go to the South, it's just all Coke.
Or it's all Coke. That's very true.
Like,
yeah.
Can I get a Coke? Yeah, we have Pepsi, we've got Mountain Dew, we've got well, wait a minute.
So no, then.
So no. It's like, well, you don't understand.
You have a fundamental misunderstanding of what Coke is.
Although my cousins from Canada, they used to like have fun. Like, hey, Mike, you want to mess with the waiter and ask for a pop?
Oh, pop is very much a Michigan thing.
Yeah, it's right in that upper section of the Midwest into the Canadian border.
Yep. Yeah, I had to train myself to stop saying pop, but yeah, definitely it is pop in Michigan. I mean, to the point where, I mean, I know it's a joke, the ICP with their Faygo, but like Faygo legitimately has a drink called Red Pop,
right?
Which is delicious, by the way. But I guess the closest outside of Michigan equivalent I can think of would be like a Cheerwine. But
oh wow!
It's different. But it's that same sort of drink. I wonder if you can get Faygo delivered. That was always my go-to after Little League games. I always had Faygo products at the concession stand. Big top rope splash from Avery Good, and that does it.
A very good splash turns into
Very
a
good
very
splash
good win
from a
for
very good
Avery
professional
Good.
wrestler.
Fantastic. I honestly thought like Thatcher had that one.
I thought he did too. He controlled most of the match.
A very no gimmicks needed type wrestler. But Avery Good moving on in the 500.
Yawn into the mic, but last night is catching up to me fast. So let's
We are doing everything we can, folks, to maintain the energy level that you all expect us to have. But sometimes, much like any other WWE talent, those shows could suck the life out of us. To answer anyone's questions about WrestleMania, no, we're probably not going to live stream it. There's
yeah.
2 days worth of content. You enjoy it on your own. We're just gonna see you on the morning of the second day, and then that's it. Yeah, there's no reason for us to both punish ourselves.
No. Unless they somehow put together a really compelling card, but I just don't see it.
Even then, I don't want to. It's so long.
It's still too much wrestling.
It's just so long. But let's go on with Matt Mikowski and El Lindaman.
El Lindaman was in the very first AEW match I ever saw live.
Really?
At the first Dynamite in Nashville. The opening dark match was Strong Hearts. It was Lindaman and Shima against the Young Bucks. That was how they started
They were
the
still
night
working
for it.
with Oriental Wrestling Entertainment.
What was that?
They were still working with OWE
Yes.
at that time.
That's right. Before they moved over to Plate.
Right. My favorite crazy promotion.
Yes. We're not going to try and explain the rules of Plate.
Just look it up. There's no time. We have no time.
Yeah. Let me sum up. No, there is too much. We've been representing #StrongHearts here. Number 234 seed against Mikowski's 279. I forgot to change the referee, but okay.
It's okay. Double.
I've actually forgotten to
it.
do it twice. Derek Moore getting some reps in here. Oh well. That's one of those things that I would catch when I was pre-recording and then just record the match again with the correct referee. But
I don't think anyone's gonna fault you.
I will fault me.
How dare you?
That's just how I roll. It's no surprise to me. I am my own worst enemy.
Jesus. Stop reminding me about how old we are. But you know, Matt Mikowski is nothing to blink at. Former MMA fighter, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, striking specialist, has worked in Elite XC and Bellator, and has transitioned over to the professional wrestling world quite recently, though. He's only been a pro for 3 years.
Yeah. In wrestling terms, he's still basically a rookie.
Absolutely.
Almost pretty much anybody under 5 years is a rookie as far as I'm concerned.
You haven't had those figurative 10,000 hours.
Right.
He's also known as Snapmare Matt.
Snapmare Matt, Weapon X, which is also a rad nickname that, stolen from X-Men comics. But
well, so did Brian Cage. He did that too.
Also true. Also true.
But yeah, Wolverine.
Mikowski is a beast. Lindaman, one of the great underrated junior wrestlers in the world. Also, only like an 8-year pro, I think, for Lindaman. He is the. I think he's still. I didn't notice during his intro, but I think he might still be the 0-1 World Junior Heavyweight and International Junior Heavyweight champion. Just really kind of on the come up international star, which will help Glate a lot having the strong hearts, because they're, you know, quite popular on the Asian indie scene. Really, their first time being contracted.
I like that his wrestling style is listed as Techniker.
Yes,
That feels like a class in like a cyberpunk tabletop game.
You're on Cage Match.
Exactly. I mean, you're the one who puts my attention to those. So yeah, of course I'm going to be on Cage Match.
I feel like that's a bad translation because Cage Match is a German site, so I feel like that's
he is der Techniker.
Yes. There's one other, I can't remember what it is, but it's when you look at their legit sports background, and yes, that's I can't remember what they call it, but they're like some of the German names for other sports are pretty wild. Those Germans, they got a different word for everything.
Yeah. Oh, so many jokes I need to pass by right now. So many jokes I need to pass by. I will be a good person.
Yeah, we'll let it slide.
We'll let it slide. Who's your pick for this one? Because I'm going to go with Mikowski, to be honest.
I agree. I think Mikowski has got a lot of momentum coming in. He's been doing a lot of good work on the indies, and
look how he immediately is going for all those holds. And you notice how he keeps his arms up the whole time. Like, yep. I know, like, it's a game, but the posing, I feel like sometimes speaks to the technical style. Although that variation of a Michinoku driver, is just almost enough.
Off the shoulder mount.
Oh, there we go, striking. Oh, I love that combo.
I thought that big and Lindeman's like, I can do that too.
Ooh, just this. Okay, I'm back in it. I'm back in this, folks.
Butterfly suplex to 2.9.
Ooh, you know
wouldn't it surprise me if that was the finish with how hard these guys have been going.
I was gonna say, like, some of these matches, it feels
goes
like
into the rear naked choke.
This is it gonna? It's going slowly. Oh, I thought he called it. I know, like, yes, I understand it's a video game, but it does, in a weird way, have that element of the younger guys have something to prove, and they're putting out, like, the more fun matches than the so-called, not so-called, they are experienced veterans. I love
we say that, but then our favorite match of the night so far was the Volador.
That's true. Match. But it's like
German.
the lesser known outside of the mainstream wrestlers are putting on the better matches. But this has been really like just back and forth.
It's like a less finisher heavy version of the Roman and Seth match from last night. Just throwing all the big bombs at each other. It
really did feel like the video game where it's just like, okay, I built my special up, now I can use the table. Oh, he got him!
Deadlift German for the win.
That is why he is Technical.
Yes, that's right. Very, very Techniker finish there.
Yeah, Technica finish. Congratulations to El Linderman, also known as Yuga Hayashi. I love Cage Match.
Cage Match is great. Cage Match and IWD is where I get most of my info from.
Oh yeah, if you're a podcaster that works with wrestling or is doing a wrestling topic, Cage Match is your best friend.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has been actually, like, this second half has been a lot of fun.
It has been, yeah. The Volador and Kotogi kind of set the bar when we came back from the break.
Maybe they aren't the bar. Maybe they aren't setting the bar. Maybe they are the bar.
Maybe they are the bar.
We are the bar.
Are the bar. Ermagerd are the bar.
We have lost our minds, folks.
We have.
The Rumble
so sleep deprived.
Truly drained us of any sort of just sentience. God, I can't imagine just being in a match that long. Like the very like idea of working a match over 15 minutes to me it's exhausting. But then to have a match where you know if you're in there, if you're trying to be in there as long as you can, you're going to be from either between 1 and 5, and you're there for at the minimum of 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is just exhausting. Unless you think of a spot where you can roll out of the ring, let everybody else fight each other, and then show up later.
Take the Sonya Deville approach and, be official with your official jacket.
I cannot stand that jacket thing so much. It just...
Let's go to ringside.
Yeah. Let's take a look at one half of the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions with Robbie Eagles, who currently holds it with his partner Tiger Mask. Go, Tiger. Go, Tiger.
Who is is this the 5th Tiger Mask?
4th. Yeah. Tiger Mask 4.
Yes.
But he is not the 4th and only Tiger Mask. There have been several, including Kota Ibushi being one of them.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't Rocky Romero a Tiger Mask? No,
Rocky Romero was Black Tiger.
Black Tiger.
Yes. Yeah, the legacy of Tiger Mask, or Taiga Masuku, because it came from a cartoon.
Yes.
There have been several Tiger Masks up to there are 5, but the current one who is wrestling in New Japan is number 4. Tiger Mask 5 is a Japanese mixed martial artist. Currently performs in Inoki Genome Federation as Minoa Man.
Huh.
Yeah. There's Tiger Mask W, who was Kota Ibushi.
That was Ibushi, yeah.
And that was from the newer animated series that they were doing. There's also Shinsetsu Tiger Mask. And then Tiger Mask 8, I guess. Which is weird. Because it's not really a person. There are only technically 5 Tiger Masks. And Eddie Guerrero was actually Black Tiger 2. So, many tigers. Many masks.
So many tigers.
Oh my.
Like a veritable smorgasbord of tigers.
A fair is a veritable smorgasbord. Don't make me start singing stuff from Charlotte's Web. How dare you?
A big kick from Robbie Eagles. He's in there. We talked a lot about Robbie Eagles. He's in there against the bad boy, Joey Janela.
Who may or may not re-sign with AEW.
I honestly
if he goes on
would
a
be a little
paid
surprised
per
if he does.
appearance, I could see him doing just the per appearance signing sort of deal.
Yeah.
And then committing more to GCW and doing the indie touring.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Joey Janela first popped up in my site when I saw he had a social distance match online. That I think was the thing that went viral for me in terms of getting my attention on him. But he is a Jersey guy.
He is indeed. Asbury Park.
Glad he doesn't have the ring name of Kid Suicide anymore.
Yep. I can think of 13 reasons why that's a bad name.
Jesus. Do you do these things to make me not like you, or just? I will say this: there are some very fun professional wrestling promotion names that I have seen out there. Janela is was on the commentary team for what is known as Sausage Castle Wrestling
Sure, okay.
for a one-time appearance on a show that I have not heard anything from since. But the fact that it existed just makes me like very happy. Sausage Castle Wrestling.
100% looking that up. Okay, apparently it's run by a juggalo. Because of course it is. Wrestling is great.
Yeah, it really is.
We just have to remind ourselves, ooh, package pile driver. Ouch. Janela. But yeah, these two have actually met before at PWG All-Star Weekend back in 2018. Janela pinned Eagles in their one and only meeting. So Eagles, oh, DVD from Joey. I managed to remember to update the referee, so that is Lil Nate Charles Robinson calling this one right down the middle. He wasn't able to save Seth last night, but maybe he can save one of these two from injury. Forearm from Eagles, followed by 3 forearms from Eagles, and Joey's like, nah, I'm just going to give you another Death Valley driver. And just punch him in the balls. Ooh, 8 defeat from Eagles. Big Mafia kick. We're going to see Eagles bust out the Warp 4.5 tonight.
It's a strong possibility. I was actually looking up some stuff from Robbie Eagles.
Tope Suicida.
That caught my eye. I remember that first time I saw Robbie Eagles was actually in New Japan when he was teaming with can't remember his name, but I know he does this. He's part of Bullet Club now. He's in Impact.
Oh,
El Fantasma? Yeah.
Yes. I kept wanting to say Hikuleo, but I knew it wasn't
Yeah.
Hikuleo. But yeah.
Yeah, for a time, him and Robbie Eagles were tag teaming it for Bullet Club real quick. And then Robbie Eagles realized, I hate him, Phantasmo. He's a dick.
Yeah.
And they quickly broke up.
Ooh, Asai DDT. Yeah, and then Eagles decided to go over and join Chaos. And things have
Rightfully
worked out pretty
so.
well for him. Super kick from Eagles.
I would like to see Robbie Eagles get some American exposure. So far, he's only had a little bit of a run in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and he's primarily been in New Japan and Australia, where he's from.
Right. A lot of Australians on tonight's show.
Yeah.
Today's show. This show.
Wrestling is always at night for us, so that's why we can't help but say
Yeah.
it.
Eagles saying it's all over. I would have thought it would be over after that move, but nope, just hits that Mafia kick again. See, I like the sights on the knee pads, but I always find that an odd choice when people have like targets on them, because it's like, okay, hit me here. There's the Warp 4.5 to 2.9.
Ooh.
Joey kicks out. Back body drop. Eagles has wrestled in an Rikishi driver.
That took a
And
lot
they're
out of
both
him,
down.
though.
And
Hey, whoa. Charles Robinson, you're watching this, right?
no, maybe Eagles learned from Orange Cassidy and
Wear the cups.
yeah,
With thumbtacks on them.
yes. It just feels like a recipe for disaster. Another eat defeat from Eagles. Back to the top, going for
Eagles gonna
450.
fly?
Nope. Just a missile drop kick to the back.
Kind of got him.
That definitely got him. A super kick from Joey. And one from Eagles. They're just
There's the
trading
receipt.
It's a veritable super kick party.
That sounds good. Somebody should trademark that.
They should. Oh my gosh.
Another package pile driver.
And El Cerro Miedo backstage like, hey.
Come on. Kevin Owens even probably.
Yeah. Well, actually, Penta probably said something, and then Alex Abrahante said, Penta
says, come on, man.
hey.
Even though it sounds the same.
Right, yeah.
Hey! Penta says, hey! Yeah, like, we know, Alex. We were there.
We pieced that one together. Roaring elbow from Janela, and a super kick from Robbie.
God, these guys are murdering each other's heads.
Another sit-up pile driver. But Eagles
What?
just pops right back
What?
up. Eagles
Fighting
with
spirit.
the hook cell. Canadian
Oh.
backbreaker into a DVD Michinoku driver.
This is like super indie no-cell party.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Jumping DDT from Joey.
This is very much the video game match.
Yes.
Janela gonna
Another
fly.
Tope
Oh!
Suicida.
And a chair. What is going on here? There is truly chaos.
Charles Robinson has lost complete control of this match.
Did he ever have it?
That's fair. Arm breaker on the floor, and Eagles is like, screw that. I'm
It's like, I do not want this anymore. You're crazy. Got him in the corner.
Oh,
Stomping on the leg.
on the inner thigh.
Like right across the knee, too.
Sliced bread number
Slice
2.
bread number 2.
He calls that the pulse drop.
I'm surprised he didn't go for 3.
Nope. Trading forearms. Big spin kick from
Ooh.
Eagles.
Front-facing spin kick.
And again, with whatever that is.
It looks like a burning hammer, kind of.
Kinda, yeah.
Just cover him, though. Wow.
Another pile
Third
driver
time's a
from
charm?
Joey.
I don't understand. You drag them into the ring. Oh!
Pele kick from Eagles.
He's got the heel hook.
Another super kick.
Another. Eagles going up top.
Now he's going for a
looks like he's going for
springboard.
a springboard.
Missile drop kick.
Back of
Sort
the head.
But I think it was more of a glancing blow. He goes back to that heel hook, though. Yeah,
And that's
Charles
it.
Robinson has seen enough. Calls for the bell.
23-42, Robbie Eagles with the submission victory.
Robbie Eagles avenges his previous loss to Joey Janela.
Those last couple of minutes, though. Intense.
Yeah, that was wild.
Folks, if you are
That got
enjoying,
100%.
As it should.
If
If you're enjoying everything you've been watching, please follow us on PW Simulated. And again, if you are someone who makes creator wrestler models on Fire Pro Wrestling, please contact us right down there. Let Pat know where you can get the models. If you want to trade, he will hook you up with all the info. But yeah, help us out. And of course, we will tag any creator who comes our way and helps us out with these future model builds that we have to make.
Well,
But let's see, what do we have coming up?
the time for talk is almost over. it's almost time for the main event. As soon as I
Now
finish selecting
we've
people.
had enough talk. It's time for the main event.
That line is getting over with
Yes,
Mark
it
Henry.
is.
And I've been enjoying seeing him enjoy the crowd getting with him on that. Looks like we've had enough talk. Yeah, just make it a t-shirt. Listen, when something gets over, there's a reason why.
Yep.
And sometimes things, not everything has to be tried to be trademarked and forced to get over. Chris Jericho.
GFY.
God. And he said it on the night when Moxley
Yeah.
said it genuinely.
Moxley actually said it, yeah. Yeah.
And he tried to be so cool about it. God, can you imagine just being backstage and like, you know that Jericho was doing this and you're kind of like, look like, yeah, all right, buddy? Okay. 1, 2. You hear the clock ticking.
He wants you to remember him.
He's
But the
coming!
dead- But the dead ain't got no memory. As
Montel Vontavious Porter is going up against Trent Beretta.
who has his last name back and in this match, his hair.
Yes. I think that Trent is setting himself for a heel turn, or he's just like, I kind of want to go if I got at least a good several more years in me, I'm gonna go at this I'm going hard on this one because he's known like previously like having like a lot more flourish on his look and everything. Trent came back and he was just like, no, screw this. I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah. And he's doing well. He, I mean, I thought before the injury that Trent was a breakout star waiting to happen.
For sure.
He throws some of the gnarliest chops in the business. He's one of those guys that he's never like the standout match on the card,
No.
but he also
Kind of like a
never
sleeper
has
hit.
a bad match.
Yeah. What I like though is that like his whole character has always been kind of a dick. So it's not like if anything were to change with him that he would change. It's kind of like, well, yeah, that's just the way Trent is.
And this is actually the fourth meeting between these two. The first three, of course, happening when Trent was still in WWE. They met in a tag match on the May 11th, 2010 SmackDown when MVP and JTG beat the Dude Busters, Trent Beretta and Kalen Croft. They were both in a battle royal 3 weeks later that neither one of them won. And then on the July 20th, 2010 episode of Superstars,
Superstar.
MVP teamed with Chris Masters to beat the Dude Busters. Dude Busters did not have a great go of it on the main roster after a pretty entertaining run in FCW.
Check out if you want to see some his early matches where the signs of potential were already there. Check out his run in New York Wrestling Connection as Plasma. It's where he got his first real kind of exposure in Mikey Whipwreck's promotion.
I like the name.
Plazma. That's where I first saw him.
Even cooler. Z's make everything cooler.
Z's make everything cooler. Z's and exclamation points.
That's right.
So how do you know it's exciting?
Earl Hebner in no hurry getting over to count that pin. And I know what the design of MVP's gear is going for, but sometimes you're a little limited in pixel art, and
Yeah.
you wind up looking like you got. Well, you got where Joey Janela kept punching Robbie Eagles. Clothesline from MVP.
MVP, the first IWGP Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, that's right, he was.
Beat Toru Yano in Philadelphia.
Poor Toru Yano never quite gets over that last hurdle, does he?
Yeah.
These two have a combined about 38 years of experience in the ring.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like either of them have been around that long, but then you think about, those tag matches in 2010 were 12 years ago. And they were both 4 or 5 year pros at that point. MVP during the evaluation period had a exactly 500 record of 9 wins, 9 losses, and a draw. And 4 of his 9 wins came in 8-man tags with the other members of Hurt Business. Trent went 13-4 in tag matches. Both of them had 1 singles victory during the year. But Trent did have a 5-star match. The parking lot brawl against Proud and Powerful from the September 16th Dynamite. It's funny, Cage Match still lists Trent's finisher as the Dude Buster, even though he's been calling it the Awful Waffle.
Yeah.
No, Awful Waffle's Chuck's finish.
Well, he's got the Baisuku knee.
Yeah,
he does that. But he's got like that variation of the holding onto the back like pile driver.
Yeah, and that's the one he used to call that the Dude Buster, but now it's let's see. Pro Wrestling Fandom calls it the Crunchy, but even that's not right. It has a cooler name than that. I don't know. Maybe
if you guys know, if anyone out there knows what Trent Baretta's finisher's name is, let us know.
The SmackDownHotel.com also calls it the Crunchy. Oh well.
Yeah, still call it. Let's ask Excalibur.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like something 0, but he's going for a straight up pile driver.
That'll do it.
No
right
Dude Bustering or crunching needed. Exploder.
Is that like a Tazplex?
Yeah. And another pile driver.
Ooh.
Back into La Magistral. 1, 2. Nope.
Is Earl counting a little slow?
Does seem that way, yeah. The cool thing is you can edit the referees their cadences so they behave more like the real Hebner is kind of a slow counter. Especially at his advanced age.
He's a bit of a wise old man.
When 600 years old you are this good. I remember the exact quote.
When 900 years you've reached, look at who's good you will not. Mm-hmm.
Earl Hebner is 72 years old. He's actually a little younger than I was expecting. Born in May 17th, 1949.
Is he going to get him with this? Oh, just kicked out.
Trent back into that front chancery, leading him to the center of the ring. Getting the crowd into it, which we can all totally hear. sort of horizontal octopus stretch there from MVP.
Taking a cue out of Jonathan Gresham's book.
Yeah. Using that MMA background. We're going to get another exchange of strikes. Remember when I was saying that Trent throws some of the best chops in the business?
Yep.
Ooh, big
Ooh,
elevated
gut
buster
buster.
from MVP. And there's the playmaker or the play of the day. I get his
Yeah, I think it's the
finishers
playmaker.
mixed up.
Yeah,
Play of the day is the overdrive, isn't it?
right. Then there's the drive-by kick.
Yes. Another exploder suplex from MVP. And another playmaker. Or play of the day. 1, 2. Nope. Trent kicks out. More than that to keep old Trenty locks down. And slap those thighs. That was an interesting choice of offense from Trent. Another pile driver into another La Magistral. 2. Kick out again. These two putting on a fun match here in our main event. So who's the winner? The winner will face the winner between El Hijo del Vikingo and Alice Crowley, which I'm still waiting on an Alice Crowley edit. So
I watched Vikingo on MLW Azteca Underground recently. Did they get a new Mega Championship belt?
I think they did, yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah. It looks more in line with what their tag belts look like.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was a cool design. Oh, MVP sends him to the floor. Fighting out by the rampway now. Ooh, Enziguri step up from MVP there. And Trent's just gonna pile drive him.
Just
on
pile
the
drive him
floor.
in the ring. Yeah. I love that MVP gets his like kind of farewell match. They hire him as a producer. And then he kind of reminded everybody, I worked with Lashley, right?
Yeah. Yep, and he's turned it into a second act on his career. He always was a good talker. He's a really good
Absolutely.
fit as Lashley's hype man. Back from Trent.
Oh, crossface?
Yeah, and that does
That'll
it.
do it.
21-31 MVP picks up the win. MVP remains undefeated against Trent Beretta.
One day, Trent. One day. Wow. That was a great match.
Yeah.
I was invested in
another
it just because
100%.
I was really trying to see like the back and forth of it. There's been such a great variation of matches we've had, and it got 100%.
As well it should. Yeah, we had an average rating of 93%, which is better than last week's, but tied with the previous week.
And it's all done on the fly.
300% matches. And what?
It was all done on the fly.
And it was all done on the fly. I actually really like this.
this setup worked really well.
Yeah.
Pat, we're real game streamers right now.
It's way less work for me to do it this way.
We figured it out, finally.
Still have to do all the prep work in advance, but I don't have to convert them from the weird file format that
You don't have
OBS
to
uses.
use up a ton of your hard drive anymore.
Yeah.
Either do I. Don't have to worry about saving all the files on a Google Drive. Like, make it
It only
step
took
forward,
us 14 weeks to figure it out.
man.
All right, so next week, episode 15. It's a show that's divisible by 5, so it means we get 11 matches next week.
That's right.
Dax Harwood against Kid Lycos.
Dax the Axe.
Tommaso
Man with a
Ciampa
caterpillar
against
that
Royce
lives on his
Chambers.
face right now.
What was that?
The man with a caterpillar living on his face right now. I don't know if you saw the way that he shaved himself, but it looks like just the thickest of mustaches
Yes.
on Dax Harwood's face.
PlayStation. Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa against Royce Chambers. Jay Briscoe against May St. Michelle, also known as May Saruga. Hiroshi Tanahashi against Madman Fulton. Takashi Sugiura against the man with the bag on his face lately, Kip Sabian. Mexican legend Chessman against Eric Ryan.
Ooh.
Nick Aldis, the former NWA World Champion, against Aaron Henare of the United Empire.
Very nice. I love
Chase
Henare.
Holiday against Eric Royal. Preston Vance of the Dark Order against another member of Strong Hearts, T-Hawk. The phenomenal AJ Styles will be in action against Big Calyx. And Chris Bay of the Impact version of Bullet Club against Arrow Boy.
Cool.
Those are the 11 matches. Card subject to change,
As usual.
but that's, assuming nobody comes into our mentions or sends us an email like, hey, I've got a really good Casey Catal edit. Like,
Right.
oh, okay, well, we can go back and pick up that match that we weren't able to do before. Some of the
You know
ones
where
that
to
I
find
don't
us.
have edits for are really surprising to me. Like, how has nobody uploaded a Casey Navarro yet? Or a Gregory Iron?
Interesting.
Or Slice Boogie? Like, some of these seem like no-brainers that somebody would have made by now. Marius Alani. Kung Fu Janela, Joey's little brother.
Oh, yeah.
Cousin? Cousin. They're cousins, aren't they? Donnie Janela, a.k.a.
Right.
Kung Fu Janela.
Well,
So-
we have had some real highlight matches, and as you can see, we have done our best to make sure that WWE doesn't completely drain us of all will to live.
Just our voices.
Just our voices. But we will be back. I think if card is subject to change, I actually do have. Now I realize that we may be back the week after next.
Okay.
As there is some scheduling I realized just now that may be coming up. But yeah, more than likely not this coming week, but the week after.
13th.
yeah.
Valentine's Day Eve.
Yes, we'll have our own Valentine's Day massacre.
Yes.
Or Vengeance Day. Is that what they call it on NXT?
It sure is.
Oh boy.
Vengeance Day.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching yet another edition of the 500 here on Pro Wrestling Simulated. As usual, I have been Mike.
I'm still Pat.
And we will see you next time on Pro Wrestling Simulated's The 500.